Hi everyone, I hope all is well. This week's Parsha is Parshat Behar. Now to start out this week's Parsha, we see a very interesting line. It says, 6 out of 7 years, the first 6 years you work and plow your fields, and on the 7th you take like a Shabbat and you don't work your fields at all. There's a very obvious question to be asked here, right? Because it sounds similar to the days of creation, right? Or talking about Shabbat in the times in the Torah where it talks about Shabbat, saying the 6 days a week you do work, on the 7th you rest, right? That's comparing it to the days of creation of the world. So when the world was created, right, it took 6 days to create everything, and then on the 7th everything was done, right? Shabbat, everything's finished. But here it's a little different. There's a really important question to ask here, because taking care of your field, right, after 6 years the work isn't done. You could take a year off, but apparently there's a whole thing that explains in the Torah, Rashi explains that you really have to prepare 3 years in advance for your crops and crop cycling and all these things. So when you take a break, it's not like Shabbat where everything's done. You're really putting a detriment to your business, to everything in this case. So what's going on here? Why does it use the same language as Shabbat? And how could we reconcile this question? So I saw an answer from Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, and he said something really beautiful. And he brought up a Gemara in Brachot where it says the Chasidim Arishonim, right, the first pious people, they were learning Torah all day, and yet they were still doing okay financially. They had means to provide for their family. And how's that possible? So there's a verse, a pasuk in the Torah. It says, "Beze'ar apacha tochal lechem," by the sweat of your brow will you eat bread. So obviously it shows that you have to put an effort to make a living, to provide sustenance for your family. So how is it possible that these people learning all day are able to provide if they're not putting in the effort? So in the Gemara it says this only applies when you don't have a mitzvah to do. So when you have a mitzvah to do, you're assumingly taken care of. So now to go back to this week's Parsha, we have a very beautiful answer from Rabbi Moshe Feinstein. Every 7 years, Hashem is providing us an opportunity, right, to do all these mitzvot and be taken care of. All these people that are observing Shemitah for their fields are taken care of in terms of their parnasa, their income, their sustenance for their families. And it really reinforces an even more important message for us every week for Shabbat, that obviously it's not the same as taking an entire year and being provided for, but it's similar that every 7 days we get this opportunity where we're surrounded by mitzvot and we're taking a sanctioned break by Hashem. He's saying, guys, take a break. Don't worry. You'll be provided for. So it's a message you hear a lot, that, don't work on Shabbat. You'll be taken care of. Hashem will take care of it. Don't worry. So this comes from this week's Parsha, and I think it's very beautiful. And my bracha for everyone this week is that we should be able to live to the level of the Chasidim Rishonim, the original pious people, where in every aspect of our lives where we see a mitzvah to do, that we go do it and Hashem will take care. And with that, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.